up? Melanie!
Alors, on est en direct sur les ondes de 99media.org. We're live on 99media.org.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Solidarité! Avec Gaza!
Solidarité! Avec Gaza!
Bonjour tout le monde! Ça va bien? Ça c'est une action solidaire avec Gaza qui passe aujourd'hui à Montréal pour dénoncer les crimes de guerre israéliens qui passent à Gaza l'été passé. Nous aussi, ici à Montréal aujourd'hui, pour dénoncer les complicités politiques, militaires de l'État canadien. Nous aussi, ici aujourd'hui, pour appuyer fortement la campagne de boycott, d'investissement et sanctions contre l'État apartheid israélien.
Hello. Thanks everybody for coming. It's really important that we show up today and keep up the momentum for this movement to recognize apartheid and occupation in Gaza and in Palestine, and to show solidarity for the people of Palestine. This is like my first time speaking, so what's up? But luckily, it's nice to see all these friendly faces, and I think we're all here today because we're all very affected by what's going on, and it's really nice to see that you're willing to translate that into action, and that's really lovely. So thank you everybody for coming.
Thank you, Anna!
Maintenant, nous invitons les gens. S'il vous plaît, tout le monde qui participe aujourd'hui à Ressembler Plus. Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Gaza!
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 Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
La première personne qui parlait aujourd'hui, c'est Lorraine Gay, une long-time militant ici à Montréal pour les justices sociales et aussi en solidaire avec la Palestine. Lorraine travaille avec BDS Québec, c'est les mouvements boycott, d'investissement et sanctions ici à Québec.
Alors, merci d'être ici ce soir en souvenir de massacre de l'année dernière. Alors, je ne sais pas si vous avez entendu hier soir. On ne comprend pas, hein? Non.
OK, juste une minute. Là, je suis placer les batteries. Chantez! Chantez, chantez! Free Palestine!
Free, 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 free Palestine!
Justice for Gaza!
Justice for Gaza!
Justice for Gaza!
Justice for Gaza!
Solidarité! Avec! Palestinians! Solidarité! Avec! Palestinians! Solidarité! Avec! Palestiniens! Solidarité! Avec! Palestiniens!
Free, free Palestine!
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 No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
No justice!
No peace!
Pas de justice, pas de paix!
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 Pas de justice, pas de paix! Solidarité!
Avec!
Palestiniens! Solidarité! Avec! Solidarité!
Le peuple palestinien!
Avec le peuple!
Netanyahu criminel, hardcore complice!
Netanyahu criminel, hardcore complice!
Oui, pour les micros. Je vais essayer. Hein? Alors, hier, le premier ministre, vivement, hein, arrive des États-Unis. Un petit peu mieux. Défi mental, relayant en fait les autorités de Netanyahu sur les appels pour le droit des Palestiniens de reconnaître à simplement leur l'une n'en attendait pas moins de promis une création de l'État d'Israël en 1948. Elle, qui est rendu de résolution, justifiée constamment sans d'ailleurs aussi Canada, comme l'Iran constitue une menace la plus importante. Est-ce que Israël ne constitue pas une menace tout aussi importante à la paix et à la sécurité internationale par ses violations systématiques du droit international? Par le fait qu'Israël possède l'arme nucléaire, il y en a beaucoup de questions ces temps-ci, mais refuse de l'admettre ouvertement et de signer le traité de non-prolifération des armes nucléaires qui a été voté en 1968. Je ne sais pas si vous avez vu l'émission 24-60 hier, l'interview du consul général montréalais d'Israël. Il a refusé systématiquement de reconnaître cette affaire-là et de dire qu'Israël avait le droit de se défendre. Que les États qui se disent... Alors, le consul mentionnait que les sanctions contre l'Iran ont bien fonctionné. Hier soir, il a dit ça aussi. Je pense que c'est la seule chose intelligente qu'il a dite hier soir. Les sanctions ont bien fonctionné face à l'Iran. Ça l'a forcé à négocier, semble-t-il. Alors, pourquoi est-ce que les États qui se disent démocratiques, qui veulent faire avancer les choses et faire respecter les droits internationaux, comment est-ce que ça se fait que les États-Unis, l'Allemagne, la France, le Canada, etc., n'imposent pas des sanctions à Israël pour le forcer, lui aussi, à respecter le droit international? C'est deux poids, deux mesures dans cette situation-là. Alors que les États qui se disent démocratiques manquent lamentablement à leurs obligations, à ce moment-là, il appartient à nous, aux sociétés civiles du monde entier, de faire la job, s'il vous plaît, de faire le travail. C'est ce que fait ta demande ce soir en proposant ce rassemblement. C'est ce que fait de nombreux groupes québécois qui ont fait, depuis l'appel des Palestiniens en 2005, de s'engager dans une campagne de boycott des investissements et sanctions pour forcer Israël à réparer, si réparation il y a, ces lamentables erreurs historiques. C'est ce que la coalition aussi, BDS Québec, entend, essaie de faire en rassemblant, si possible, toutes les énergies disponibles pour que, entre autres, dans les mois à venir, on va entreprendre une opération, une campagne pour un embargo militaire contre Israël. Alors ça, et je termine, ce sera notre réponse à l'intimidation massive que constitue l'accord signé entre le Canada et Israël, déclarant toute critique d'Israël comme une manifestation d'antisémitisme et proposant de criminaliser en particulier la campagne BDS. Ces temps-là sont finis, c'est le temps de la solidarité et de renforcer justement cette campagne-là. Solidarité.
Merci Lorraine. Merci Lorraine. Ah, merci à les mégaphones. Merci à Lorraine. Un autre merci à Lorraine Gay.
Hello, testing. Okay, our next speaker is Ihab Lafayette. And he was part of the Canadian Vote to Gaza. He was on the recent Gaza Freedom Protella 3 that was intended to break the blockade of the Gaza Strip. Please welcome with me Ihab Lafayette.
Can I give up on the megaphone? I'll try to speak loudly. Yes, as said, I'm just back from Greece, from participating in the third Freedom Flotilla against the blockade of Gaza, where people from all over the world, campaigns from all over Europe, Australia, New Zealand, North America, put together their efforts to challenge in a proactive way the blockade of Gaza, sailing against the Israeli blockade, knowing that most probably we will be intercepted in international waters. They will confiscate our boats. They will imprison those of us who they can get their hands upon. But the situation is so dire that we cannot stay quiet. Israel is inflicting an unbelievable suffering on the people of Gaza, and to add insult to injury, attacks every second year to kill and destroy the infrastructure. And what can we do other than move ourselves to try to challenge that blockade and hopefully make it end sooner rather than later? When we go there to make our governments move, to make the people in Canada and in all over the world feel and know what is going on in Gaza, so that the government would act, would take a position against the Israeli unaccountable crimes that they commit. But what can we do when we have governments like the Harper government here in Canada that defend Israel more than Israel itself defends itself? What can we do except realize that our battle starts here, and without being able to conquer this fascist government we have been living under for close to 10 years now and end its rule, we will not be able to have a position in the world where we can support those who are suffering injustice. For Gaza, as a small part of the big Palestinian problem, we move to end the blockade. But the challenge is not Gaza. We refuse to separate between Gaza and the West Bank and Palestine. It is one cause that we will continue to fight for until the rights of the Palestinian people are restored whether they are in 1948, whether they are in West Bank and Gaza, or whether they are in the diaspora. So we work, not only chant, but we work for a free and just solution for the Palestinian problem. Free Palestine, end the blockade in Gaza, continue BDS till justice is restored, and no justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace. No justice, no peace.
So, we're gonna try the human rights. Les microphones humains. C'est marché plus bien, je pense. Oui. J'ai commencé avec merci à Ihab Le Taïef de Canada Boat for Gaza. Nous, ici aujourd'hui, on solidaire avec la Palestine.
Nous ici solidaires avec la Palestine.
Nous, ici aujourd'hui, pour dénoncer les gouvernements conservateurs canadiens.
On dénonce les gouvernements canadiens.
Nous, ici, on solidaire avec Gaza.
Nous sommes solidaires avec Gaza.
Nous, ici, on solidaire avec les prisonniers politiques palestiniens.
Nous sommes solidaires avec les prisonniers politiques palestiniens.
Did you see Dolores? La prochaine personne, c'est une militante avec l'AC, l'Association pour une solidarité syndicale étudiante.
Hi everyone. We are here today to commemorate the one-year anniversary of the bombing of Gaza that has taken over 2,250 Palestinian lives. We are here in solidarity for an occupied people. We are here against colonization. We are here like the previous generation was because the international community, if we insist on calling it a community, has been taking part in the same diplomatic theater for too long. I never thought I would quote George Bush, but like he said, we do not negotiate with terrorists. An Israeli right-wing government has been running a terrorist state. Bloodshed, bombing, kidnapping of Palestinian children, men and women, all of those colonial actions in impunity. It is not Gaza that should be blocked with the tacit approval of the international community, it is the colony. There needs to be effective sanctions. There is no just war. The UN and foreign ministers of the world have to get that through their heads. The only just concept in this situation is self-determination. All peoples have the right to self-determination. And all peoples who have gained it have the duty to act upon that abstract right to make it real for all. The two-state solution will only happen if political actors break the status quo once and for all. And what is that status quo? Behind every bloody war is an even darker idea. In this case, the idea is that colonization is acceptable and justifiable because of a hierarchy of people. Israelis are not superior to Palestinians, and Palestinians are not superior to Israelis. It is not about Jewish or Muslim, it is about human beings who live in one of the worst parts of the world. You are political actors. Support the BDS action and support the colonized people at your local level. First Nations in America, Berber people in North Africa, Moldavians and Kurds in Europe, all these people strive for self-determination to get back their power and dignity. Act every day for this self-determination for all.
Ça va?
Oui. Le nom de manif à 8 ans.
Oui. Ils sont supposés de se rejoindre.
All right, next we have Dolores too. Annette, a long-time Montrealer originally from India and an active member of the South Asian Women's Community Center and the Centre Dualasie de Sud, college teacher and research associate of the Simone de Beauvoir Institute of Concordia. Please welcome Dolores True.
One year has passed since the most brutal Israeli attacks.
No, it doesn't work.
1 year has passed. It's not working.
It works a little bit. It's okay.
Since the most brutal Israeli attacks on Gaza last year. Shelling, bombardment, and destruction rained down on the people of Gaza for 50 days. This was part of a continuum of colonialism and occupation, and we must frame it thus to understand what happened, what is continuing to happen, and the need for continued support, the need to recognize continued complicity and the continued silences by some governments and some states. This year, we also mark the 25th anniversary of the occupation of Ganasitake by Quebec and Canadian forces, part of a long history of racism, violence, and genocide against the indigenous people of this land. And in that connection, we must also recognize that this evening we stand on unceded territory of the Kanian, Kahaka, or Mohawk people. These are not identical struggles, but there are many parallels with the colonization of indigenous people on this land and the colonization of Palestine. We are very familiar with the statistics, but it does no harm to remind ourselves that at the end of the 50 days of attacks on Gaza, approximately 2,310 Palestinians were dead. Close to 11,000 were wounded. 1/3 of them were children. 1 in 3 of the children are permanently disabled. Whole neighborhoods were leveled. 19,000 homes were destroyed or damaged beyond repair. On the other hand, 66 Israeli soldiers died, 5 Israeli civilians, including 1 child, died, and 1 Thai civilian. There was disproportionate power, disproportionate arms, firepower and weapons, disproportionate force, and a disproportionate outcome in human cost, in infrastructural destruction, and an ongoing legacy of lack of shelter, infrastructure, and trauma that is visible, especially amongst the children, the future generations, which manifests in aggression, sadness, and depression, bedwetting that doesn't just happen at night. Generations who grow up never having the chance to live in safety or plan for the future, which is crucial for trauma recovery. When you talk about post-traumatic stress disorder, there should be a post, and in Gaza, there is no post. Schools were destroyed by Israel, including 11 kindergartens. Among these were 3 UN schools that had become shelters. Nowadays, some of the children are aggressive, hitting their classmates, smashing things in the classroom. In one instance, a previously joyful little boy now cries for his parents all day. The children show all the signs of having experienced deep trauma, building structures and then destroying them, play acting funerals. Gazans, along with all Palestinians, have a legitimate right to live life with freedom, to travel, to love, to laugh, to happiness. For many years now, Israel has converted Gaza into the largest open-air prison in the world. But Gazans of all ages and all genders refuse to live under occupation. The objective of Israel was and is to destroy hope. The objective of Israel was and is to delegitimize the right of the Palestinian people to their land and to their life. They have not been successful, and they will never be successful. The Palestinian people have resisted, and they will continue to resist occupation, the longest military occupation in history. And no amount of Israeli doublespeak about Hamas terrorists, who, by the way, they are dealing with today in order to oppose ISIS, no amount of doublespeak about Hamas terrorists can distract from who the real terrorists are. Gaza made it absolutely clear. Gaza made it absolutely clear to all what official Israeli policy is: to wipe all trace of Palestine and to wipe all trace of Palestinians out. The Jewish Defense League confirmed this last week when they attempted to disrupt a BDS event with hate-filled and racist violence, and when they said, there are no Palestinians, there are Jordanians, and there are Egyptians. They were parroting the official Israeli state narrative that the erasure of Palestine and Palestinians is the objective. The UNHRC report clearly stated that what happened in Gaza last summer was deliberate. The report states that what happened was reflective of a broader policy approved, at least tacitly, by decision makers at the highest levels of the government of Israel. And this report is just the most recent of many UN investigations into the bombing of Gaza. We are living in sorry times when our politicians have become more gutless and more duplicitous than ever. This year, 2015, marks the 60th anniversary of the historic Afro-Asian Conference in Bandung in Indonesia, that proud moment for many colonized peoples around the world, when the 5 principles of peaceful coexistence were enumerated. Many leaders of newly independent or soon-to-be decolonized countries of Asia and Africa came together and proclaimed their objective for a post-colonial world. And it was a world of mutual respect, mutual non-aggression, mutual non-interference, respect for territorial integrity and sovereignty, equality and cooperation, and most of all, peaceful coexistence. We have just recently seen the betrayal of these grand principles articulated 60 years ago when many countries dreamed of living in freedom from colonialism. These principles were betrayed when India and Kenya, countries that have a long tradition of anti-colonialism, abstained from voting to send the UNHRC report to the International Criminal Court. What a tragedy, but we must not give up. We must have faith in ordinary people, you and me and others like us here and around the world, who stand for principle, who stand for justice, who stand with the Palestinian people in their just and justified struggle for liberation. In Canada, we must make our politicians, especially in this, an election year, we must make them know that if they are not principled on Palestine, then we cannot trust them on anything. We cannot entrust our votes to them. Palestine is the litmus test of our times. No matter what the issue, we must ask them, what is your position on Palestine? And we must work collectively to support the call by Palestinian civil society for the economic, cultural, and academic boycott of Israel. We must actively support BDS, boycott, divestment, and sanctions against Israel to bring about an end to occupation, to recognize the fundamental rights of the Arab Palestinian citizens of Israel to full equality, and to protect the rights of Palestinian refugees to return to their homes and properties. This is the 10th anniversary of the launch of boycott, divestment, sanctions, and it is working. The Israeli state is very alarmed at the growing success and the spread of BDS, and they are encouraging their allies to take action, such as when, astoundingly, in January this year, Canada's former Foreign Affairs Minister, John Baird, signed a memorandum of understanding with Israel pledging to combat BDS. As we stand here to remember Gaza 1 year later, we stand in solidarity with Gazans and Palestinians, and we demand for Palestine and the Palestinian people, there must be recognition of international law. There must be an end to impunity. There must be an end to occupation. There must be an end to governments and politicians' cowardice in the face of Zionist aggression and Zionist pressure to remain silent, to abstain, to vote against, to equate criticism of Israeli state aggression and impunity and Zionism with anti-Semitism. We will speak truth to power, and we will challenge and force our politicians and political representatives to be principled. Palestine lives. Palestine will be victorious. Palestine will be free. Viva, viva Palestina! Viva, viva Palestina! Viva, viva Palestina! Viva, viva Palestina!
Yes. Bonjour. Est-ce que vous m'entendez?
Oui.
Est-ce que vous m'entendez avec le mégaphone ou sans mégaphone? Ok. Mon nom est Sabine Friesinger. Je suis membre du groupe Palestiniens et Juifs Unis. Convaincus, en tant que groupe, en tant qu'individu, en tant que Palestiniens et Juifs, que c'est possible qu'une paix juste s'instaure en Palestine. Nous avons choisi de répondre à l'appel de la société civile palestinienne pour le boycott, le désinvestissement et les sanctions contre le régime d'apartheid israélien, contre le régime de ségrégation, contre le régime qui brutalise et terrorise la population palestinienne. Nous avons décidé de prendre des actions concrètes dans la rue à chaque semaine. Nous tenons 2 vigiles. Une vigile qui est le vendredi entre midi et 1h sur Sainte-Catherine devant la boutique Indigo. Ça fait des années qu'on tient cette vigile-là. Dernièrement, durant le mois de Ramadan, nous avons décidé de tenir une vigile devant le marché Adonis. Parce que le marché Adonis vend des produits d'apartheid. Israël, il y a des produits qui s'appellent le hummus sabra, ok? Le hummus sabra est produit à New York. Rien à voir, vous allez me dire, avec le régime d'apartheid israélien. Mais la compagnie qui détient ce produit, Strauss Group, lui, cette compagnie-là, donne de l'argent aux soldats israéliens, donne du support, toutes sortes de financements pour appuyer les soldats israéliens lorsqu'ils vont commettre des crimes contre l'humanité, contre le peuple palestinien. Nous avons demandé aux gérants de ce marché de retirer ces produits-là, surtout parce qu'ils vendent leurs propres produits hummus. Faites le choix moral, vendez pas de produits d'apartheid, de produits qui tuent la population palestinienne. Non! Non, non! C'est difficile de parler comme ça. Alors, on vous invite le samedi, entre 1h et 3h, devant le marché Adonis, au métro Atwater, de venir distribuer des tracts, d'informer les gens, les clients d'Adonis, de ne pas acheter ces produits du sang, des produits qui tuent le peuple et l'humanité entière, dans le fond aussi.
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Occupation is a crime!
Occupation is a crime!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Okay. So I think we're gonna take this
solidaires avec les Palestiniens à cette direction. Solidarité avec la Palestine. Solidarité avec la Palestine. Israël a fait un complet. 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 Israël assassin Trudeau complice! Israël assassin Trudeau complice! Israël assassin Mulcair complice! Israël assassin Mulcair complice! Solidarité avec Gaza! Solidarité avec la Palestine! Solidarité avec la Palestine. Solidarité avec la Palestine. Solidarité avec la Palestine. Viva, viva Palestina! 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 Viva, viva Palestina!
Justice! No! Justice! No! When I say justice, you say no! Justice!
No!
Justice!
No!
When I say justice, you say no! Justice!
No!
Justice!
No!
When I say justice, you say no! Justice!
No!
Justice!
No!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Brick by brick, wall by wall, Australian apartheid has to fall.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, Australian apartheid has to fall.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, Australian apartheid has to fall.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, Australian apartheid has to fall.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, Israeli apartheid has to fall.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, Israeli apartheid has to fall. Woo! Viva, viva Palestina!
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 Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Viva, viva Palestina!
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 Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Intifada! Intifada!
Free, free Palestine!
Free, free Palestine!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina! Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Occupation's got to go!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Occupation's got to go!
Hey, hey!
Ho, ho!
Occupation's got to go!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Occupation's got to go!
Hey, hey!
Ho, ho!
Occupation's got to go!
Hey, hey! Ho, ho! Occupation's got to go!
Stop! Stop! Stop!
Solidarity!
Solidarité avec la Palestine. Solidarité avec la Palestine. Solidarité avec la Palestine. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. 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 Jamais ne sera vaincu. Un peuple uni, 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 jamais ne sera vaincu. Un peuple uni.
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Montreal, Palestine, solidarité!
Montréal, Palestine, solidarité!
Montreal, Palestine, solidarité!
Montréal, Palestine, solidarité!
1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation no more.
1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation no more.
5, 6, 7, 8. Israel is an apartheid state.
5, 6, 7, 8. Israel is an apartheid state.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Occupation no more. 1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation no more.
5, 6, 7, 8. Israel is an apartheid state.
5, 6, 7, 8. Israel is an apartheid state.
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Palestine, bankrupt!
Palestine, viva! Palestine, bankrupt!
Palestine, viva! Palestine, bankrupt!
Palestine, viva! Palestine, bankrupt!
When I say justice, you say now! Justice!
Now! Justice now!
When I say justice, you say now! Justice!
Now!
Justice
Now!
Anticolonialisme!
Anticolonialisme! Anticolonialisme! Anticolonialisme! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva Palestina!
Free Palestine!
Free Palestine!
On reste dans cette voie-là. Restez vos vélos, on reste dans cette voie-là. C'est que j'avais expliqué à votre ami déjà tantôt, il avait tout compris, lui. D'accord? Touche pas au vélo. Parfait. C'est juste pour assurer ça.
Viva Palestina!
C'est bon.
Viva Palestina!
OK,
La SPVM les laisse pas utiliser la ligne au complet.
Il n'y a pas de problème, on va juste rester dans la barre. Il ne faut pas passer par d'autres véhicules.
The SPVM is not allowing the protest to use the full half of the road, limiting room for the cop cars, and they claim that is for security purposes.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Québec, Palestine, solidarité! Québec, Palestine, solidarité! Québec, Palestine, solidarité! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Viva Palestina! Viva Palestina! Viva Palestina! Viva Palestina! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
Quero uma foto, pega uma foto.
Free Palestine! Free Palestine! Boycottons Israël! Boycottons l'apartheid!
When I say justice, you say no! Justice!
No!
Justice!
No!
When I say justice, you say no! Justice!
No!
Justice!
No!
Solidarité! Avec la Palestine! Avec la Palestine! No justice, no peace! U.S. are in the Middle East! No justice, no peace! U.S. are in the Middle East! Palestine viva! Palestine vaincra! Palestine viva!
Palestine vaincra!
Palestine viva! Palestine vaincra!
Unido, jamás será vencido. Jamás será vencido. Unido, jamás será vencido. Jamás será vencido. Unido, jamás será vencido.
Jamás será vencido.
Wall by wall, Israeli apartheid has to fall.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, Israeli apartheid has to fall.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, Israeli apartheid has to fall.
Brick by brick, wall by wall, Israeli apartheid has to fall.
Collaboration is a crime. Stop blockading Palestine.
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 1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation no more.
1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation no more.
5, 6, 7, 8. Israel is an apartheid state.
5, 6, 7, 8. Israel is an apartheid state.
1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation no more.
1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation no more.
5, 6, 7, 8. Israel is an apartheid state.
5, 6, 7, 8. Israel is an apartheid state.
Boycottons Israël. Boycottons l'apartheid.
Boycottons Israël. Boycottons l'apartheid.
Boycottons Israël. Boycottons l'apartheid.
Boycottons Israël. Boycottons l'apartheid.
Palestine vivra, Palestine vaincra. Palestine vivra, Palestine vaincra. Palestine vivra, Palestine vaincra. Viva, viva Palestina! Viva, viva Palestina! Viva, viva Palestina! Viva, viva Palestina! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Montréal, Palestine, solidarité!
Montréal, Palestine, solidarité!
Montréal, Palestine, solidarité!
Viva, viva Palestina!
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 Viva, viva Palestina! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Israel, criminal, war,
Israel, criminal, our complice! Israel, criminal, our complice! Israel, criminal, true no complice!
Israel, criminal, our complice!
Israel, criminal, our complice!
Israel, criminal, true no complice!
Israel, criminal, true no complice! Free, free Palestine!
Avance! Un peu lentement, ça va aller. Ouais.
Solidarité avec la Palestine. Solidarité avec la Palestine. Solidarité avec la Palestine.
Solidarité!
Avec la Palestine! Solidarité! Avec la Palestine!
But the real power of capitalism.
Free Palestine!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Very nice.
Solidarité! Avec la Palestine! Solidarité! Avec la Palestine! Solidarité! Avec la Palestine! Palestine vivra! Palestine vaincra! Palestine vivra!
Palestine vaincra!
Palestine vivra! Palestine vaincra! Viva, viva Palestina! Viva, viva Palestina! Viva, viva Palestina! Free Palestine! Free Palestine!
And he says, there are
El pueblo palestino jamás será vencido.
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 Solidarité avec la Palestine.
Solidarité avec la Palestine. Solidarité
Israël assassin, Canada complice.
Israël assassin, Canada complice.
Israël assassin, Harper complice.
Israël assassin, Harper complice.
Israël assassin, Trudeau complice.
Israël assassin, Trudeau complice.
Israël assassin, Trudeau complice.
Ça un petit peu.
Occupation no more! Rising 7-8! If they're only for apartheid state! Occupation no more! Rising 7-8! If they're only for apartheid state!
All right, you know we got cops around here.
Donc, merci à tout le monde pour participer à la manif aujourd'hui, pour dénoncer encore les crimes de guerre israéliens qui passent à Gaza l'année passée. C'est une action importante pour aussi appuyer les campagnes BDS, la campagne boycott contre l'État israélien. Et c'est important aujourd'hui pour aussi voir les histoires de mobilisation populaire en solidaire avec la Palestine qui passe à Montréal. Parce que aujourd'hui, c'est une action, c'est important. Mais en même temps, c'est toutes les histoires d'organisations populaires en solidaire avec la Palestine qui restent importantes. Dans le contexte des bombardements de Gaza l'année passée, nous organisons milliards de gens pour participer dans les manifs populaires. C'est important pour ne pas arrêter cette mobilisation. Aujourd'hui, c'est une action. C'est frustrant un peu avec les flics. Mais c'est important. Encore, les points importants, c'est pour nous rassembler ensemble, en solidaire, pour particulièrement voir les situations en Gaza, pour voir les situations en Palestine et rester solidaire dans un contexte d'action. Et le contexte d'action, c'est la campagne de BDS. C'est mentionné dans les paroles, Sabine de Pajou mentionnait toutes les semaines, à vendredi, une action juste à côté d'Adonis pour dénoncer les produits Sabra qui produits par une compagnie avec les connexions d'Israël. Ben, plus large de ça, assez parlé aujourd'hui pour expliquer l'importance de les campagnes de BDS dans les mouvements populaires ici à Québec. Oui, c'est à vendredi et samedi, les actions populaires qui passent par Pajou. Voir les sites de Pajou, voir les sites de Tadamon pour les prochaines actions. Thanks so much for coming today. Despite the cops, we came together to express our support for Palestine and to support the BDS campaign. The important thing to remember is that this is one action, and because there's not a crisis, in quotations, doesn't mean that we should stop mobilizing, which is why we had this action, was to remember that even though Gaza is not in the news now, the crisis persists. Tens of thousands of people without homes, tens of thousands of people injured, thousands of families with members missing. We know it's a devastating situation. So thank you again. Thank you to our speakers. The last thing I want to say is that there's a very important action happening tonight at Phillips Square in support of the Greek people who are facing violence of an austerity agenda of extreme proportions. Ce soir à 8h, à 20h, à Carré Philippe, c'est une action essentielle, importante, solidaire avec les peuples grecs qui luttaient contre les systèmes néolibéraux qui imposaient les violences économiques extrêmes à maintenant. Les peuples grecs avoir une grande histoire, solidarité avec les Palestiniens aussi. C'est important pour mentionner ça. Et oui, nous invitons tout le monde ici pour aussi participer à cette manif. S'il vous plaît, voir les sites de Tadamon et des autres groupes comme Pajou pour les actions dans le futur. Merci et solidarité avec la Palestine.
Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine! Free, free Palestine!
Viva, viva Palestina!
Viva, viva Palestina!
And I would just like to add, and just to remind you guys that BDS is working because of individuals. So you don't have to worry about your one voice not mattering. And for every 20 of us that don't succeed, we pave the way for somebody who does. So when you're out shopping, check the label. And if you do have the guts, go up to the manager and be like, you shouldn't support this product. And if they say no, and if they laugh at you, when there's 20 of us, when there's 30 of us just constantly saying something, it does cause some change. So like trust in yourself and like do what you can.
What's that code bar again that starts with?
I think it's like they changed it. It was like 827.
No.
There is an app that's called Boycott. You can actually like scan it and it works. I've used it a few times.
Yeah.
So you might look a little weird like taking a picture, but
We might start doing that with Germany too.
thank you so much for coming. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you. So you were listening to 99media.org. Vous étiez à l'écoute de 99media.org. Live en direct de Montréal, Québec, où est-ce qu'il y avait une action en solidarité avec les Gaza.